Okay, last week I told you that I was a little confused as to where I fit in the market because I wasn't achieving my goals. Over the weekend, I came up with a plan to adjust my business plan, and I want to share it with you because I think it's information that can help you achieve your goals, if not in 2019 and 2020. So stay with me, and let's get this program back on track. Hey, as I said last week, I'm not going to hit my real estate sales goal this year. I'm quite sure that's not something you've heard on YouTube real estate coaching in the past. I'm a little bit different. I want to share the ups and downs with you so that I can improve myself and you can improve yourself. So I did some soul searching over the weekend, and it directed me to figuring out exactly why I'm not going to achieve my goal. My goal was, first of all, to get above $10 million worth of listings in the year and to sell roughly 60 to 70% of them. I did the first part. I got up to 12 million in listings, but I didn't do the second part. I'm not going to sell 60%. It's going to be more like 40% of my listings. So is it because I'm not working hard? Is it because I'm doing something wrong? Well, obviously I know how to get listings, but they're not getting sold. So what I did was I went to my Paragon MLS work website, and I did a study of how many homes came to market in the luxury home market. In Birmingham, that's 750,000 and up, and how many of them actually sold, to find out if my numbers were different than the market's numbers. I found out that in reality, 50% of the homes that came to market sold, but still I was below that. So I had to dig a little deeper. So what I did was I went into resources and I set up a search by zip code and by neighborhood for sales from October 2018 till October 2019. And here's what I found. I'm going to put it up here and show you exactly what the sales were. And what I found was it depended extremely on what neighborhood you were looking at. In our Hoover neighborhood, 35242, they have a history of selling homes going back to 2009. 19% of those listed sold, up to current 35%. Well, as it turned out, about 4 of my listings were in this area. So it's saying I have, at best, this past year, a 35% chance of selling the house. Well, that's what pulled my numbers down. Then I go over to another Hoover neighborhood, and it ranges from a low of 0 in, what was that, 2013, to 46 last year, 27. Again, this was in the Inverness area. I had listings in there. Now, if you then go to some of the other areas and look at this on the bottom part of the chart, in Mountain Brook and Homewood, you have a 72, 76, 78, 62, 62% chance of selling the home. So my learning was, and as I've told you in the past, I choose who I want to market to. And I have a list that ranges between, in the past has ranged between 100 and 125 homes. I've basically decided I'm not going to market to those markets anymore. I'm not going to go after the homes where statistically I have a 35% or lower probability of selling them. I'm going to direct my marketing specifically to these better neighborhoods. Now, how am I going to do that? Well, Again, I went into my Paragon software and I searched for expired listings specific over 750,000 in these specific neighborhoods. I then pulled them out and then made sure that they weren't relisted. I then got their names and addresses and I created a list, and that list is now 42 people that I'm going to market to. Now, how am I going to do that? I'm going to use the information that I created. The heading on this mailing I'm going to make is Analysis of Luxury Home Sales in Your Neighborhood over the past 10 years. And then I have written a bit of a letter. And then down at the bottom, if you'd like to receive this kind of analysis on a monthly basis, go to my website, bestofushomes.com, and register, and I'll send you a neighborhood report every month detailing what your neighbors are asking for their homes and what those that sold got for their homes. So I'm taking my negative, that I'm not going to achieve my goal, and I'm going to turn it into a positive. And I'm going to send this letter to those 40 people. Now, it's a 2-page, 2-sheet letter. On the other side of that letter, I'm going to include my formula for selling homes. So they're going to get this information that they've never received before from anybody else. In there, it also says, just in case they have relisted their property, if you have a current real estate agent, feel free to share this information with them, because our goal is common, and that is to sell your house. So it may end up with somebody who has already acquired an agent, but that's okay. What I'm trying to do is what I've been preaching all along. I want to set myself aside from every other agent in this community, and I want to give good, relevant information. If you'd like a copy of this, you just need to register at my bestofusagents.com, and I'll set it up on an autoresponder that you'll immediately get this. You'll also then, eventually, within probably 2 weeks, get a copy of the formula for selling your homes, if you haven't already gotten it. So this is where I'm at. I've mastered getting listings. I haven't mastered selling homes. To be very honest, I thought that I could change the tide. I thought that through video marketing, through extensive direct mail marketing, through Facebook and LinkedIn marketing, I could change the tide down there where they're only selling 35% of the homes. I thought I could get my homes into that 35% that sold, but it didn't happen. So rather than try to fight the tide, I'm going to change my strategy to focus on where I have a better potential of selling the house. That's what I'm going to suggest you do as well. And share this information with those people. They're not getting it from anyone else. They're not getting valuable information. And then the whole idea behind this is the same thing that the local lawyer is doing in your community. And that is, when they need you, you are top of mind. Now, are all of these people ready to put their house on the market? No. Do some of these people already have a very tight relationship with another agent? Yes. But what I'm going after is those people who have a need and they recognize they need a different kind of solution, and I'm the provider of information that no one else is giving them. And that's going to be my leg up. So that's where I'm going. I asked the question, where am I going to fit in? That was last week's video. This week is, I'm going after those people who I choose to serve, who are in the communities that are highly desirable by the buyers. So you need to adapt a program like this. I will send this information, as I said, in snail mail. I will also send it through my email, and then I will include it in my blog. And so I'm going to reach people a number of ways. I'll do a video on this subject matter that is more directed to my retail customer. And they'll receive that through the email, and then it'll also be on my blog. Okay, that's how I'm going to change the direction of my business. I've also got something going that I want to tell you about development of a neighborhood that I kind of stumbled upon as a result of getting in contact with 5 people who own 40 lots that they can't seem to get sold because they don't know how to market them. I'll talk about that in the future. So, bestofusagents.com, I'll get you a copy of this, and you should be able to figure out how to duplicate it for your market, and maybe it'll take you where you want to go. Thanks.